Well, here I am in a park right near PA for my final reflection. As you can see, Little Red, it's a nice place. And then the process of the commonplace or creative journals I found, it was interesting because I never thought they'd have that much of an effect on a good starting spot for me to actually think. Considering I've never been that artistic, it's been a nice way to just get my thoughts down and then I can really build off them from there. Even though I can probably say I won't do it again, it wasn't near as bad as I thought it would be, and it was actually a lot more helpful than I ever thought it would be, also for just formulating my thoughts and really getting me to think about it. And throughout my spots on the blog or posts, the thing is the environment or my thought on it never changed throughout the process of our class. I always thought it was a special place where, you know what, we can have a good time, and really that's where people are most natural. Just like the topic of when you bring kids outside, they're completely different. The hoodlums become normal, not normal is a bad word, but they start acting and they feel more comfortable, and it really changes you. And I stand by that, where it's a place to have fun, get to know your peers, and everything like that. So that's always stayed the same for me throughout this process. But the big thing that's changed from this class for me is the fact that we need to take action to actually protect the environment and include people. Because if we as educators don't, a lot of parents nowadays, from what I found, don't actually take that step and involve their children throughout the process of the environment and knowing how great it is with how indoors and like electronic our society has been. And from my blog posts, I'll go through those now. And like I said, the first one where I talked about the environment is, to me, was just a safe place, have fun and everything like that. That's the same. And for another big part of it, the readings that really have stuck to me is the quote from Capra where it says we need to involve children because people won't care if they don't live it. They don't get green outside. And that's one thing what I really feel is going to change in my educational, like, teaching pedagogy as I go through, is that we need to bring kids outside. If they don't learn to respect it, they won't have any problem tearing it back down or actually fight to change it. And then that brings me to my next point as an educator, that I need to take the steps to actually pursue change in our environment. It's something that where we always think that someone else will do it, a lot like bullying or something. Someone else will stand up. But if we as educators don't start doing that, or I myself, it's never going to happen. And we're the stepping stone. If we can change one person's outlook, hopefully they can change someone else's, and we'll create a chain reaction and finally get people to start respecting nature as we see how it is, etc. And another big part for me is the letter, because you don't really realize how much people can affect you as they do. Because my grandpa, he was the big starter for me on the environment thing, and it's the reason why I actually view it how I do today and respect it. And that brings me to my next point, that we need to use people around us to help deepen our thoughts and our understanding, but not just take their ideas, but cultivate them and use them as stepping stones for our own outlook. And that's the way how it should be. I should be, as a teacher eventually, having children use my words, not just take them and regurgitate them like so much of education is nowadays, but rather they take them and make use of it and pursue the environment how they see fit. And that's the problem, is that we are so often just regurgitating, and I want to be that point where I can make children use their own ideas and make them themselves. And then as we go through it, when I think about how this disrupted my life still, I stand by it didn't change how I live my life, but Rather, it changed how I want to make people live theirs. I've been taking acts towards making my friends, you know what, be a little bit more active. Let's go outside more. Things like that. And that's something I haven't done for a long time. Like, I always went outside for runs, etc. But now it's like, hey guys, you want to go outside, have some fun, even with like their little brothers, sisters, my nephews. It's always been something that I've never thought of, but now I'm finally taking the precaution, like the steps to do it. And those are the big things that changed in my life, is how I'm going to eventually teach and everything like that. It's been a good experience. In all honesty, I had my doubts on it first, but it really has been. And I feel like it's going to be a big stepping stone for me as I continue to teach. And it's been a heck of a class. And this is my last post, I guess.